to apply for the scholarship scheme, you have to meet 4 main criteria to be eligible to apply.
Free Moto. Everything is free.
Yeah, we book your flight in and out.
Wow.
The beauty about Chevening is that there's no age limit.
Okay, guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the North Podcast. My name is Prince Amdan. As usual, I know it's been a while we, have some content on the channel, but today I have some amazing conversation with some amazing gentlemen from, should I disclose, from the British High Commission of Ghana. And this is very important to me myself personally, because after secondary school, I tried to get scholarship to go and study abroad. I tried, I never got any. So this is coming to me as good news, because I know a lot of you out there might be in the same situation I was some years back. So I'm super excited to have two amazing gentlemen. They just stepped into Tamale just because of this. It tells you how important this is. So I'll allow them introduce themselves and tell us why they are in Tamale this afternoon. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prince. It's been a dream to be on the show.
Right.
I've watched your videos and how exciting it's been.
I'm blushing already.
The reach and everything. I'm like, we have to be on here to speak to your audience and bring them this good news. But basically, my name is Prosper Afun. I'm the Projects and Partnerships Officer here at the British High Commission. But then as part of my role, I also administer the Chevening Scholarship as a Chevening Officer. So I'm here with my colleague, Benjamin.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin Bright Davis. I'm the Strategic Engagement Assistant at the British High Commission. And I also work alongside Prosper as the Assistant Chevening Officer at the High Commission.
You guys are big men, Right. I'm excited when I see, young people like myself, doing their thing and, excelling.
Right.
First of all, tell us what brought you to Tamale, because we know the British High Commission is not in Tamale. What brought you guys to Tamale this afternoon?
Actually, quickly, I would love to correct that a little bit. Okay. British High Commission is actually in Tamale.
Oh, really?
Not directly though, but then I'll get to that in a bit. So, as part of the UK government's objectives, we seek to promote inclusive development, where we see development in all areas, from rural areas to the urban areas. Right. And I think the northern Ghana is part of such regions that have not experienced much development over time. So part of the UK government's objectives is to increase reach to the northern Ghana and increase the developmental projects that are instituted in Ghana to northern Ghana. And this is why we have created, or there's a whole group, a whole team in the High Commission called the Northern Ghana team that is there to champion. That's why I said Northern Ghana is actually in Tamale. Northern Ghana is actually in Tamale.
Wow. So that's amazing. Wow.
So we actually have a Northern Ghana attaché who's called Paul Edwards.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can check him out on Instagram. He's there. Twitter, he's there. Or X, he's there.
Right.
So we're very committed to closing the gap between the north and the south of the country.
Right. So first of all, you're talking about the Chevening Scholarship.
Yeah.
A lot of people might have heard of it. A lot of people also feel that it's something difficult. So to get as a scholarship.
Yeah.
First of all, can you take us through or tell us what this scholarship is all about?
Right. Interesting. Right. Thank you very much. So the Chevening Scholarship is basically the UK government's commitment to seeing young people grow, seeing people who have future leadership potentials grow, people who have the passion to drive change in their home countries grow. So essentially what we are looking out for are people who have the passion to drive change in their country, people who have leadership potentials, people who have the, the ability to influence decisions and can also network extensively and drive and leverage those networks to drive change into their home country. So you're looking for people who have passion for interest, for impact, right? So if you're somebody who can drive impact to your community, your workplace, or your country, then you are someone who Chevening is looking for to apply. Right. And then to apply for the scholarship scheme, you have to meet 4 main criteria to be eligible to apply. One of the key ones is that you must be a citizen of one of the 160 plus Chevening eligible countries, which Ghana happens to be part. So for Ghana Post, for the British High Commission Accra here post, we cover Ghana, Burkina Faso, Togo, and Benin. So if you are a citizen of any of these countries, you are eligible to apply for the Chevening Scholarship. So that's the first criteria. The second one is talking about your degree. You must have at least an undergraduate degree to apply for the Chevening Scholarship, because it's a 1-year taught master's degree in the UK. So so you have to have at least a bachelor's degree. So unfortunately, those who have diplomas and HND,
degrees like myself, we are in trouble.
It's like unfortunately those people are not eligible. Then the next bit is talking about your passion for change. You must be passionate about change. You must be passionate about driving positive change, for that matter. You must be passionate about making impact in your society. So if you believe in yourself and you believe you are someone who possesses these qualities, then you are eligible for the Chevening Scholarship. The final criteria is that you must have at least 2 years of working experience.
Wow.
So this 2 years of working experience includes your national service, your internships, your volunteerism, paid or unpaid, of course your regular job. Right. So we hope to see. So when you compound all your experiences together, from the private side, public side, from your internships, all the other sectors, when you combine all of them together, it should be at least 2 years of working experience. And I think that when you expand it into working hours, that should be about 2,800 working hours.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have anything to add to that?
I think the Chevening Scholarship is also looking for people who, who have a spark for innovation. We're looking for people who, kind of can produce creative solutions to problems, and who are, not necessarily at the apex or at the summit of their career or their goals, but, at the grassroots level. And Chevening is the answer for that. It's providing them with the world-class education in order to reach their goals and improve the livelihoods of those that they are campaigning for in their local area or their country. So you've told us the criteria for qualification. What fields of study do you or is it covering, or any field of study at all?
Yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting
question. Because for me, I'm a visual artist.
Exactly.
I want to I'm more in the technical aspect of things.
Yeah, that's why whenever we talk about Chevening, we say Chevening is unique. Right. Very unique. Right. In the sense that, you see, the world in which we live today, we are faced with problems and challenges from like multifaceted angles, right? Right? So why limit where people can make impacts from? And that is why Chevening does not put any limit on any field, any background at all. So whether you're from the arts, the sports, the sciences, anywhere at all that you're coming from, all we are looking out for is that you are able to use your field or your experiences to drive change, to drive impact in your community. So regardless your field, you are achieving the material so far as you are able to make this impact and make these changes in your community. So it's not restricted to any field at all, essentially. But
my concern is still with I think the degree aspect. I mean, is more important. Yeah. You need to have a degree before you can apply. Yeah. What happens to those of us who don't have any degrees at all, but have that, drive to, cause change in the community?
Right.
I think the beauty about Chevening is that there's no age limit into being a scholar. So we allow those people who haven't had necessarily that access to education to take the time out to pursue higher education. And then when they're receive their education, they have the capacity or they have the skills that can be, attributed to a Chevening scholar. Right. And then we use that education that they've, had in their undergraduate career, and we elevate it with the Chevening Scholarship in order for them to reach their goals. Right.
So it means that we would have to go back to school and get our first degree. But
it's great that there's no age limit on it. We understand that leaders are born at any time of their life. So we just give people the grace to
And I also think Ghana, we are at a time where there are a lot of issues happening, and they've been this thing a lot of people have concerns about, which has to do with brain drain, where a lot of these young people go out there and they don't want to come back. Yeah. Is the Chevening Scholarship something that let the young Ghanaian go out there without coming back to give back to their countries?
Yeah, good. That's why I always say Chevening is unique, and Chevening thinks about Ghana. Chevening thinks about the home country of the scholar. Right. So the thing about Chevening is once you go on the scholarship scheme, and then I think people often call it jackpot. Chevening is definitely not a jackpot scheme. Yeah, it's not a jackpot scheme in the sense that you are mandated to come back to your home country and live in the country for at least 2 years. So meaning if you go to the UK to study for your 1 year taught master's degree, gather your experiences, gone there to network extensively with like fellow change makers, create all those like important networks that will drive change back to your home country. You're mandated to come back to the country. So once you're given the scholarship, you sign an agreement with us that you come back to the country and serve the country. And if serving the country is what sounds problematic to people, I mean, drive change in your community. I mean, we're all passionate about something.
Right.
We're all passionate about driving a change in something. Yeah. It might not be the typical developmental change that people see it to be, but there's a change you want to drive somewhere that is positive. Right. So far as a positive change and you're trying to change, you're trying to drive, I mean, Chevening is out there to support you and push you to the next level to achieve that.
I mean, if we look at the alumni that we currently have here in Ghana, I mean, even in the world, I mean, we look at the likes of Bernard Avley, who's a big guy in the media space. He's a Chevening scholar. Right. And I think the current Accra mayor, regional minister is a Chevening scholar. So we get people from, different spaces, different avenues of academia, and they actually come back and they become, a league of their own. They're in a league of their own because of the Chevening Scholarship. So Chevening Scholarship really is, contributing to that impact and that change of leaders that we see here in Ghana.
What does the Chevening Scholarship bring to people who, are awarded this scholarship? Aside the education, go learn books and come back, what are the other experiences that young people achieve or gain from such a scholarship?
Right. First of all, if I tell you guys that I've given him any question, I'm lying. I'm lying. I haven't given him any questions. Yes. So the kind of questions he's asking, interesting. Really interesting questions. Right. Yeah. That's a good one. So, first of all, I'll just basically talk about what Chevening itself covers and then move on to what else Chevening could offer. Right. So Chevening covers, it's a fully funded scholarship, covers your tuition, your accommodation, gives you stipend for your accommodation, your living expenses in the UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, books your flight in and out.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
Guys.
Chevening doesn't play.
We have to, this is free Bodo. Everything is free.
Yeah, we book your flight in and out.
Wow.
Right, your round trip, your flight in and out, support you throughout your visa application process. It's the UK government, so you're definitely not going to struggle with it. It's funded by the UK government, so you're definitely not going to struggle with your visa processes. And essentially that. So those are the main things that it covers. We also give you grants for other expenses or expenditure that you might make in the UK, as well as travel allowance and all that. But beyond that, that's where I think the real value of Chevening comes in. Because, this one's like the normal benefits that you get from it. But beyond this, it's where you see the real benefit of Chevening in the sense that it opens you to a wide network of people. He was just mentioning some like very vibrant people in Ghana's space. And then we're looking at prime ministers. So the current prime minister of Cameroon is a Chevening scholar.
Wow.
So imagine being part of a global network like that. Currently, Chevening stands at over 57,000 global alumni.
Wow.
Right. And in Ghana here, we've been in inception for over 40 years now. Right. So it opens you up to this wide network of change makers that you can leverage to drive change to wherever you want to move that change to. Beyond that, Chevening also offers you the opportunity to go out there and have internship opportunities, experiences with big companies. We have some of our past scholars interning at the likes of BBCs and So currently, we have a scholar in the UK called Ivan Egan. He's reading something around management of festivals. So that should tell you that we also look at the creative sides as well. So he's reading something around festival management. And I think recently he's had to work with Nike and some other big brands. So it's what Chevening push you to, right? Exactly. Pushes you to those kind of opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise have got. Then I think when you're back to Ghana, when you are done with your master's and you're back to Ghana, we also have what we call the Chevening Alumni Program Fund, which gives you the opportunity to bid for a fund to fund any project at all that you want to implement. So I think even in Northern Ghana here, we have the likes of Matthew Amalitinga, who currently he's a Chevening scholar, bid for the Chevening, we basically call it CAPEF, bid for CAPEF, won it, and is currently implementing a financial literacy project for our market women, 20 gems stock taking and all that. So these are some of the things that Chevening brings you back to, and also offers you even beyond the payment of your fees and then enjoyment to go and get in the UK.
Guys, I'm going back to school. UDS, I'm coming. Right. I mean, you've touched about the bit of creative arts and all of that. But I think that as creatives, we tend not to be found a lot in the scheme of things when it comes to education.
Right.
How crucial is the Chevening Scholarship for creatives like myself? I mean, how do you call it? A videographer,
right.
Content creator. I mean, how important is this for somebody like me?
I think as we move forward into the digital age, we realize that we can't live a life without technology.
Absolutely.
We can't live a life without creativity.
Right.
And as my colleague Prosper said, we're living in a world where we have multifaceted problems. And we've been living in a system whereby we've been following the same rules, for an X amount of years. And we're looking for new ways to, resolve a problem. And that's where, content creators come in, because they act as the medium to resolve
as
the problems. The storytellers, you see. So that's why Chevening is important to, the creatives as well, because it allows them to, expand their horizons, see different cultures,
I mean,
see different ways of life.
You spoke about somebody who is, a BBC already.
Exactly.
What else
So
would you want?
it allows, potential scholars to be malleable. And that is, the driving force of creativity and passion.
Right.
And then, with that, they can come back to Ghana and impact change and also share the knowledge that they've acquired at that university to those who may not be fortunate to go to those universities.
Right.
And that way we can empower people, in more, creative projects and, create change.
How easy is it? How difficult is it for one to apply? As I told you, I've applied for so many scholarships. Some will come partial scholarships, some will not come at all. I mean, how difficult is it for somebody, a commoner, who has all the qualifications to apply? To become
for the Chevening Scholarship.
Right.
It takes that decision to apply. It takes that decision to tell your story, to be able to let whatever influence you've had on society be the driving force of your application. So it's as simple as it's fair, and it's as simple as it is to anybody else at all. So all you have to do is go to the website www.chevening.org and start
www.chevening.org. Please don't go and let anybody scam you. www.chevening.org. Is it Chevening or Chevening?
Chevening.
I don't know how, English language is so dynamic. The same CH, it will sound something different.
Somewhere.
Chevening.
So once you go on there, you start your application. I think you'll be asked to write 4 key essays. So these 4 key essays are what we are going to use to understand your leadership potential, because as you would realize, we kept talking about impact leadership, and all that. So this is where we get to understand your leadership potential, get to understand your influencing skills, to get to understand why you want to go and study in the UK, and to also understand what you want to do post-study in the UK. So there are 4 different topics to write on. The essays are capped at 500 words limit. So each essay is capped at 500 word limit. The first one is on your leadership and influencing skills. We want you to talk about how you are able to leverage your leadership skills to drive change. Talk about your recent, experiences. So usually when people write this essays, people might be taking experiences from 10 years ago. Do you mean for years now? 10 years ago is when you're going to pick
no one that you can.
So
it must be exciting to read those essays.
Exactly. So we want you to write something about your recent experiences, in leadership. What have you been able to leverage your leadership to drive? What changes have you been able to leverage your leadership to drive? And also talk about how the scholarship or you studying in the UK is going to impact your your leadership skills, and how the course you are going to read is going to impact your leadership skills. So that's for the leadership and influencing skills. Then we move to your networking and relationship building skills. As I mentioned, Chevening has over 57,000 alumni, right? So we want you to want someone who is able to go out there, leverage networks to build change, to drive impact back home. So that's why we want to text or want to understand how you understand your networking abilities, how you're able to network, right? So how are you able to leverage your networks to drive change back to your community or to institute some positive change in your community? How are you able to leverage your network? So I think we often, we always advise people to stick to to be specific about their networking abilities, speak to it directly, and also talk about how you will be able to leverage the Chevening community, the Chevening alumni community to drive change. How will you study in the UK, give you the opportunity to leverage the networks you create there to drive change in your community. So that's on the, the networking and relationship building bit. So the next topic is talking about why you want to study in the UK. Why do you want to study in the UK? Right. I mean, this bit.
This one is a crucial essay question.
Yeah. Don't go right. You want to jump off of it.
So I mean, so basically, why do you want to study in the UK? How will you going to study in the UK impact your journey? How will you going to study in the UK impact your career plan? How will you going to study in the UK make it possible for you to drive the change you want to drive back to your country? And what people often write is, people often talk about is, oh, my school is ranked number 22 in the world. I want to go and watch the EPL.
Like, seriously.
And some people also go to the university's website and just copy whatever they've talked about their school and paste it. Wow. I mean, those things, how can
you can't do that.
Exactly. So, I mean, the ranking of the university is also good. It's compulsory. It's nice. Not compulsory, but it's good you put it there.
Right.
You talking about what the UK culture that you want to go and experience is good, but we want to understand how is you going to study in the UK going to impact your journey?
You to
exactly.
Drive the change
So some of those things that you
yeah.
could talk about that we encourage is you looking at the course modules, right? What are the assessments and the modules within the course you're going to study? How will you going to study this particular course or this particular module in the course? How will it impact your journey? So if you're able to look through the modules and then come out with what would impact your journey, we know this guy knows what he's going to do.
Guys,
This guy knows what he's going to do, right? So I mean, it convinces everybody to be like, yeah, you understand what you're going to do. So let's say you're going to learn something around climate sustainability. And let's say within the courses you're going to study or within the module of the course, part of it is talking about managing climate issues in developing countries. You're from Ghana, which is like a developing country. So if you found a module in there and you'll be like, oh, there's this particular module that speaks to my intentions of driving change in Ghana, which is a developing country. And the course is also talking about finding ways to drive a positive change to climate issues in developing countries. That's a perfect fit.
Amazing.
Right. Amazing.
Right.
Yeah, so if you find something like that and you talk about something like that, those things are what we are looking out for. You trying to link your career plan with the course you are going to study.
Because the scholarship has a reason.
Exactly.
So it should your reasons should match the reasons of the scholarship. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, driving that change, making that impact.
Yeah.
Your reasons to match it. And the final category that you'll be speaking about is your career plan. So post studies, what do you want to do? Your next 5 years plan, your next 10 years plan, your next 1 year plan. Put it into those frame. But then what do you want to do and how do you intend to do it? And how do you think you going to study in the UK will help it? How are you going to leverage those things you're going to study in the UK? How are you going to leverage it to build your career? So if you're able to if you realize all the topics you're talking on are all connected in one way or the other. So you just have to find that train of ideas and then put it in order. And that's it. You're good to go. I mean, one final tip that I'll talk about is how you structure your essays. So everybody have some story, right? Everybody has some story. Everybody is passionate about something. You are doing some amazing thing. You have some experiences that you wish to express. But I mean, part of the issues come with how you structure it for someone who is reading to actually picture what you are saying, right? And that's why we advise people to use the STAR approach, STAR approach, STAR approach. So the S is standing for situation, the T is standing for task, A is standing for action, and R is standing for result. So you going out there to do whatever you are going to do, what was the situation? What was the responsibility you had to take to, meet the situation or resolve the situation? What so what were the tasks? That's basically the task, right? Then what were the actions that you took to complete the task, right? And then after you've completed the task, what was the result? Right. And I think Benjamin is very passionate about adding a final R to it.
Okay. I like to add a final R to the STAR.
Right.
And for the R, I like to say a reflection at the end. And I say this because it's good for leaders to reflect on the actions that they've taken, reflect on the results of the actions that they've taken as well, and establish, what went well with my action? What went well with the result? And then from there, we can say, okay, next time I'm going to apply this. Next time I'm going to do this differently so I can achieve XYZ result. And I think doing that sets you apart from, a normal leader in a certain space than, a world-class leader.
Right.
We're always looking for improvement.
Right.
And, it's good for leaders to admit their mistakes, because sometimes we see leaders and they always, tell us their success stories. But it's good to be honest with yourself and say, okay, hang on a minute, this didn't work out. And I'm determined to, reflect on this, and, hopefully the next action will be better.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the how do you call it, the number of people that usually is allowed to get this particular? But before that, I would want to say that I'm super excited about this particular scholarship because of how the priority it plays on leadership. If you look around Africa, that is one of our biggest challenges as a people. So I think it's been bringing out the next generation of leaders that would come and revive or make Africa better. I mean that makes me excited. But how, for example, in Ghana or the countries that are under the Ghana High Commission, how many students are selected in a year?
All right. So each year globally we select about between 1,500 to 1,600 students every single year for the past 15 years or so. So that's globally. But in Ghana we are looking at somewhere between 15 to 25 people every year.
15 to 25
people every single year.
That's a lot.
Exactly. And it's very competitive, to be honest. It's very competitive. Because if you look at the offers here, you get free accommodation, free everything. Who wouldn't want to go? Who wouldn't want to leverage this unique opportunity?
Only the best of the best can.
That's why you have to ace your application. And one question we often get is whether you need to get an admission to a UK university before you apply for the scholarship, and the answer is no. So you can apply to the Chevening Scholarship in your university concurrently. But one thing you should know is that Chevening is a scholarship scheme and not a university.
Right.
So you apply to the university separately and you apply to the scholarship separately. But during your application, you have to name the universities you intend to apply to, right? And at your interviews, provided you make it to the interviews, by then you should be able to at least apply to these universities and get at least a conditional offer from the universities. But it's not mandatory that you get an admission before you apply for the Chevening Scholarship.
So what happens then when you are picked for the Chevening Scholarship and then you don't get admission to a university?
It's just do you know a Chevening Scholar? Or because these are pertinent issues.
Right.
People like this year, for example, we had quite unfortunate situation where someone got the scholarship, unfortunately was not able to secure an admission to the university. So those are some of the issues. So you must make sure that you secure an admission to the universities, but that's solely on you. And Chevening does not require any English language test the IELTS and co. Would not require it. So you just have to put in your application. But maybe the school you're applying to might require that, but then that's between you and the school. So yeah.
But you can't defer your scholarship, as in, for example, I don't get admission this year. I've gotten the scholarship. Probably next year I'll get admission, so I come for my scholarship.
It's in rare situations that the deferments occurs, and then it should be something that comes from not your fault at all. It has something to do with you not being able to secure something.
Okay.
So but if it has to be you not being able to secure an admission, then if you don't have a school, what are we going to fund?
Right.
So
that's true.
but you can't.
But the beautiful thing about Chevening Scholarship is that you can apply to as many universities as you want.
Okay.
But you should list the top 3 that you want on your application. And then should a situation arise where the first one doesn't accept you or doesn't give you a conditional offer, you've got 2 more to go to.
Right.
And in those cases, when you're sent to interview, you can say, in actual fact, I want to change my first choice to this uni because I've got a conditional offer, or this one attracts me more because of certain reasons. So we're very flexible to that, and we actually want to see you go off to the UK and pursue your heart's desire in education and come back and impact change.
Well, we are talking about the North, and one of the biggest concerns is about the I don't know how to put it. It's about poverty is one of the issues that holds a lot of people from, taking advantage of some of these, important opportunities. Let's look at brilliant but needy students. Do they also have a place in this kind of?
Yeah, so Chevening does not look at background.
Right.
Chevening doesn't look at any,
wherever you come from,
you can be rich, poor. Even for the record, your GPAs are important, right?
Right.
But then Chevening does not solely depend on your GPA.
Okay.
We're looking at the change you can drive.
That is the most important.
That's the most important thing.
Right.
You have you need to possess that strong leadership potential.
Right.
Right. That's what we are looking for. So your GPAs are important. maintain the grades. they are really important.
Right.
But then it's not what we rely on to determine whether you go to you go for the scholarship or not. So your background is even the last thing you should be thinking about, because it's definitely, and you don't pay to apply for the scholarship. You don't pay for anything.
Right. Free.
You just go on the website and apply.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Aside the essays and all of that, are there other documents that you might need to apply?
So no, some of these documents you might not even require it at the time of application. But there are documents that you must possess. So like your passport.
Right. Okay.
Because you are going to fly.
So even before, I think because the passport takes time, if you have intentions to apply, you should make sure
apply.
that
you get your passport.
already.
If you don't have your passport, why do you want to fly?
Right.
And you must have your transcripts of your university to prove that you've completed university, you've taken the courses that you said you've taken. And just to prove that. And also you must,
your references.
You have your references, right? Your references. And usually you do not have to provide the references itself at the time of application.
Yes.
You just have to provide the names of the people you want as your referees.
Right.
And after you've been called for the interview, then we ask you to present the references.
Right. I don't know if there is something or anything you would want to add. For me, I've exhausted my questions, and
but those are brilliant
satisfied.
Yeah,
really brilliant.
I think for me, I would want to reiterate that there's no such thing as a Chevening scholar. No such thing as a typical Chevening scholar.
Right.
As we said, we love innovation here at Chevening, and we want as many people from different avenues of academia to come and better themselves, to help better the country as well.
Different backgrounds, different cultures.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's no such thing as a typical Chevening scholar.
It can come from any background at all. Yeah. And I'd just like to quickly highlight the timeline for applications.
Right.
I think it would be great if you can put that deadline under this video somewhere to make people an ear, because it's one thing that we didn't directly talk about from the start. But so the timeline goes like this. So typically the applications are usually open on the 6th of August every year. Chevening has been in Ghana for 4th
of August.
Every single year. Every single year. So on the 6th of August it's open until the 5th of November. So as we speak, the Chevening scholarships are open and would close on the 5th of November.
So almost a month more.
Almost a month from now, you should be able to
get right.
You should have some time to
preparing.
You should be able to apply now. So so from that time till November, we expect you to put in your application. Between November and January, we do the sifting process against the eligibility criteria. But the good thing for this year is that the current system does not allow you to even proceed when you are not eligible. So the past years you might proceed and then eventually realize you're not eligible. But nowadays, the new system allows you to check whether you are eligible or not before you proceed with the application. So after you've put in your application and everything, we do the initial sifting against the eligibility criteria. Then the next stage would be sifting against your aces, the hard aces you've written, sifting against that one itself. So that sifting is done, and then from there we do shortlisting. So by February, we should notify you whether you've made it to the interviews or not. Okay. So when you make it to the interviews, we host the interviews between February and April. So let's say March to April, you'll be coming for the interviews. We talk to you. We have a discussion with you, a dialogue with you. it's actually not a question and answer session. It's a dialogue. We want you to like come and like talk to us.
Yes.
We want you to come and like speak on all the amazing things that you said you are coming to do. We want you to come and like speak to it, so we know it is you that wants to do it.
Wrote,
Exactly.
You didn't go and use ChatGPT to.
No.
Yeah. So we want you to come and speak to that. So between how do you call it, February and April, you come and speak to us. That's the interview, and then from there, somewhere around June, July, we notify you whether you have made it through the interviews or not. And let's say by August you start preparing for your visas and blah blah
Sweetness. You start preparing to fly.
And by September, October this time you are in the UK. So currently we have scholars who have moved to the UK for the next academic year's time. So we've sent about 17 or 16 scholars this year to the UK to study from diverse backgrounds and diverse courses. Many like other UK universities, from the Oxford to the Cambridge to the UCLs and stuff like that.
Which one do I even want to go? Let me first finish my first. Then I'll think about that. Right, guys, thank you very much. I don't know if there's any other thing you'd want to add before we conclude.
Right. We came here to speak on the Chevening Scholarship, of course, but we also think if you have developmental projects that you think you are putting up there, like you yourself who's doing this amazing stuff, I think the High Commission has not closed its doors. It's very open to people coming around to talk to us, tell us what you are doing, how can we support what you are doing, right? We want you to have that access, that kind of access to coming to speak to the High Commission on what you are doing, how we can. You bring your ideas, you bring your project, you bring whatever you're working on. We sit down and talk about it. If it's not something we are able to do now, why not? We can always explore it in the future. But if it's something that we can do now, we are off to it. So these are things that we want people to be taking advantage of. Look out there. There are a lot of opportunities that you could leverage on in the UK. So,
absolutely.
And I implore viewers to check out our social media at the High Commission. So it's at UK in Ghana on all social media platforms. And regarding the Chevening scholarships, I know a lot of viewers will have a lot of questions. So, I encourage you guys to look at the Chevening website. There's a lot of frequently answered questions. And there's also
there's a new tab on the page, on the website now called the Chevening Resource Hub. So the Resource Hub contains like guidance, step-by-step guidance on how to apply. So I think when I saw that for the first time, I was like, are these guys just teaching people how to apply?
The cheat codes,
because the cheat codes are all there. Everything you need to apply is there. So just leverage that Resource Hub. Everything we've spoken on here, you'll find there. And if you have questions, there are chat bots on there that you could also directly interact with.
And I think if you have any contextual questions, pertaining to Ghana, Burkina Faso, Togo, or Benin, I implore you to email our Chevening inbox. So that's chevening.ghana@fcdo.gov.uk. So chevening.ghana@fcdo.gov.uk.
I think we'll write it on the screen so that people can actually have.
So the website for applying is chevening.org, and then the email that he was talking about is chevening.ghana@fcdo.gov.uk. Your application is solely on the website. Okay. All right. So when you go there, then you can apply. And then you follow up with any other thing. Right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You've actually brought Chevening to the doorstep of us in the north here. And guys, this is an opportunity for us to explore. If you're having your first degree and then you are a change maker, you have something in you that you feel that you deserve to be given a scholarship to go and learn more and then come back and cause change in the community. We know where we find ourselves and we know how much change we need in our community. So guys, don't forget, just go to the website. If you are qualified, have all the criteria they've mentioned, apply. You never know. Maybe next year by now, you will be the one going to UK on a free scholarship, fully funded by the UK government. Come on. This is an amazing opportunity. Myself, I'm going back to school. After I get my first degree, I'll go back there and apply. And I'm sure I'll also get my scholarship. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any further questions, go to, inbox the email address you gave, or just go to the website. You get more information there. Or you can personally just leave a comment in the video. I would direct it to them and then come back.
Or we're monitoring too, because we watch your videos.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Right.
We find any question that we have to answer. Either we let you answer it directly, or we can always
I'll defer it to them to answer. So guys, take advantage of this opportunity. You never know. This might be your opportunity.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Until the next episode, peace. We are out.